Jones says she actually drinks baby blood. Well, the word is she is a Satanist, but I mean that metaphysically in that, There she goes. Wow.
It's also what happens when you listen to the radio host, Alex Jones, who claims that 9/11 and the Oklahoma City bombings were inside jobs. I don't know what happens in somebody's mind or how dark their heart must be to say things like that. The Russians ran an extensive information war campaign against my campaign to influence voters in the election. And then they began to weaponize them. And they began to have some of their allies within the internet world, like INFOWARs, take out pieces and began to say the most outrageous, outlandish, absurd lies you can imagine. But Trump doesn't challenge these lies. He actually went on Jones's show and said, "Your reputation is amazing. I will not let you down."
Waging war on corruption. It's Alex Jones coming to you live from the front lines of the INFOWAR.
Now we are introducing a new t-shirt, which I think folks need to get, telling the real truth about Bill Clinton, who is a serial rapist and a abuser of women.
In another case, it's about groping and fondling and touching against a woman's will.
And rape.
And rape.
Bill rapes them physically, and then Hillary rapes them psychologically.
He's a rapist.
Absolutely.
He's a public figure and go straight to hell.
Get your Bill Clinton rape shirt today at InfoWarsStore.com or call 1-800-253-3139.
You know, I told Roger Stone on the night of November 8th, 2016, and then into the morning of November 9th, that was November 8th, that I could, in my spirit, feel the arrogance of the enemy draining away and then their desperation, clawing, trying to dominate the spirit of humanity. And I told him, I said, the war has just begun. And I could foresee where things were going to lead. And my family's all very cheerful. We've never gotten along better. And there's a strength in doing what's right and persevering and not giving in to intimidation and bullying. But I will tell viewers this and listeners, I miscalculated in many ways because I believed in humanity, and I was right in some aspects, but it wasn't quite what I thought. There are cadres of individuals of every race, color, and creed who are more beautiful and wonderful than I could have even imagined. But there are also large segments of the public, particularly white people, who think they're elites and who came from racist families, and they've now claim they've gotten rid of that, but they've just become race controllers, and they're want to be elitist, and they know they're racist, and they know they're bad, and they have now created race politics so they can still keep ruling. And they have found incredible amounts of willing accomplices with Hispanics, other, white folks, black people, you name it. It's just realizing how many Eddie Haskell, White Shoe Boy, these goddamn frickin' Ivy League people, man. They're all candy-ass fake weirdos. They're all real weird and aggressive and wimpy and neurotic. And there's just so many, oh my God. And it's a bunch of weird Connecticut WASP competing with a bunch of weird communist, socialist, beatnik leftists over. It's all a battle with a bunch of weird leftists against nation states and against, it's like WASP and then other leftist groups, the folks that overthrew Russia, all fighting with each other up here over control. And then They want to have a bunch of manageable slaves, so they're poisoning culturally and physically everybody down here. And it's like watching a bunch of demons in a big orgy of screwing each other over. And I'm just like, thank God I'm not with these people. That's all I can say is, Calgon, take me away. I have gotten so close to how they operate, and I've experienced all the things they do. And when I've been in the presence of these globalists, they're like seething demons who can't even cloak it. Because I've had big international reporters here that act like they're my friend for years. I know they're not. And then they uncloak in a room and just go, and you're like, oh my God. And nothing they say even has any comparison to what they really want to do. You have to understand that they're given over some twisted instinct, intergalactic avatar possession. I don't actually know at the end of the day. All I know is, man, they want to F you up. They're just bad news. They're Alibabas. They're thieves. Because they don't want to organize anything. They don't want to build anything. They're threatened by it. It gives them like a headache. That's the thing, is they're really low IQ. They've just got a twisted, demonic energy force that's willing to do bad stuff. You know, I've likened the globalists to cancer. Because cancer, if it had a consciousness, would believe it was winning and taking over. But it doesn't have a consciousness. It just thinks, oh, I'm invincible. Look, I can take this over. I can take that over. Yeah, in a couple of months, you're dead. Oh, I'll take these lungs. I'll take this bone. I'll take this esophagus. I'll take this brain. And then when the body dies, the cancer dies, but it never knows it's dead because it doesn't have a soul. Satanism is cancer. It's me, me, me. And it starts with, well, you need to do bad things to innocence because that proves your power, that you're willing to do stuff. And then they sear their soul and they go, oh, I really feel some energy. Yeah, you're burning your soul up. And they go, let me do some more of that. And then you're a potbelly pedophile raping a 3-year-old when it begs for mommy. And that makes you feel powerful. And so that's why they hate me. Because listen, I know who they are. I got their number. And all that matters is that they be dealt with. If we can't fix things peacefully, and this course goes on, that there's this brainwashing that goes out that, oh, if I see blue helmets or they come for me, they're gonna send some poor cop or military for you. You don't sit there waiting in your farmhouse or in your house when they're arresting the leadership of the Liberty Movement and killing them and stuff. You don't sit there and wait for that. You're like Santa Claus. What's he do? He keeps a list. Who's naughty and who's nice. And then sometimes Santa Claus comes to town. And he knows when you've been good. He knows when you've been bad. But you know Santa Claus comes to town. And so that's all that matters, is you cannot let them get a hold of you and your family and cut off your resources and cut your food off. You've got to get self-sufficient. They crave hurting, beautiful, upstanding people. And there are Asians that are beautiful and upstanding. There are black folks that are beautiful and upstanding. There are white people. Every group has beautiful people. And that's why I'm always so humbled when some family of black folks or Hispanics or whites or Asians run over and they're like, oh, you're so Alex Jones. And it's like they always are so, their eyes are so alive. There's electricity in them. They're so open. They're so good. And then I'm just humbled to be shaking their hand. And then I see the evil people. And they always come with judgment. They go, you did this. And it's never true. And they go, and they wait for me to grovel. And I go, that's made up. And they go, and they tried like 2 or 3 takes. You did. It's the accuser, the devil. You did this, you did that. Because they know you have a conscience. And I say, no, that's not true. Then they always go, leave me alone, and run away, even though they're the ones in my face. That's it about evil people. Good people are so diverse. the things they say, the things they do, it's so beautiful. And then I look at evil people, and it's like a robot, man. It's like, God, you people all act in unison. And it's like, what is this? I don't know what it is exactly. I just know I don't want to be in this group. So, War Room ended 9 minutes ago. We went into overdrive just on the streams. We have to do it on backup channels on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. They've banned us streaming on our main channels everywhere. You'll see them posted there, but we're banned all over to our main groups. And you have to understand, it's not about me. When I sit there and see us being attacked, I know it's a sign that we're over the target. I just get frustrated because you're so good and you're so humble that you're just beavering away or turtling away in your own life, just trying to be good and be a loving person. And you've got such strength and such will that if I could tap into that and get you to fully activate, you would devastate the enemy politically and with your speech. You have all the power in the universe, like Gandhi said, the seed of the universe is within each of us, and the enemy wants to take control of you and use that seed to use you as a slave, like nanotech. There's 7 billion of us plus, to build anything they want. See, globalists cannot build. And they're really superstitious and hateful of any technology. They act like they're always the technologists and everything, but they're always really scared somebody else might get it. So they're like lobotomized, drunk cavemen being given a spaceship. And like, we're building the spaceship. That's what we do. We're building the whole thing because we already have all the power. We already have innately God's programming. We're already jacked in. We don't understand why everybody else isn't on board. And we're blind because we're already jacked in. Just, oh, this is awesome. The whole big plan. Thank you, God. And then meanwhile, there are weak people infected by the spiritual, cultural disease, the virus. And they have like spiritual envy. It's beyond class envy. And they just look at it, and the spirit that drives them says, pull it down, take it. You will be a God. You're already made in the image of God, but you're a little seed. You've got to go through God's plan. And these fools fall to the lowest level. They never escape the lowest level, and they choose everything because they're just like gremlins on PCP on board this giant spacecraft that's the planet with unlimited potential. And they're just like, what the hell's all this order and strength and honor? What is all this beauty? Because they're jacked into evil, it makes them feel bad. Instead of pulling away from the evil and jacking into good, they just go, turn the good off, turn it off. What do I do, Satan? Grab kids and torture them to death. That'll get you out of this. And then you do it, you get even deeper into the devil worship, and you're like, what the hell? This isn't, I told you, slave. Now you're under my control. If you don't do more, you'll be torn apart like the child. And then they're just, oh, master, yes, I'll do it. Ah, God, what did I do? Tear them all down. The roots are deep, my Lord. Rip them all out. Build me an army worthy of Mordor. Because even the little goblins don't want to pull the roots up. The roots are deep. The trees are old. Tear them all out. Even the goblins fear what they've done in God's face. Even the Renfields. And it's all archetypal. It's all right in front of you. What does Saruman tell Gandalf? He goes, Sauron is unstoppable. Even now his armies march. You must join with him. And since when did Saruman the Wise give up wisdom for madness? You know, J.R.R. Tolkien was in World War I and got entrance at Oxford and all the rest of the highest level secret societies, and he chose not to join them. And then he wrote a book about it. And anybody that's actually been initiated into real Satanism, where people are being killed, has seen what he put in that movie. And I'm going to leave it right there. You don't just think what you see in that movie, Sauron, came out of somebody's imagination, do you? It didn't. It's real. That's what the devil looks like. Have you seen in the first Hobbit when Gandalf goes to the keep where they've set everything up and they got a spell so we can't see the army being built there of orcs and the wolves, and he's trying to get out of there and going across the bridge? You see the burning eye, but really it's the guy standing in the portal. And he goes, Sauron, and he beats him. He throws him down. He's been given power over this earth as a fallen one. It's all a Christian allegory. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what in books of black magic that aren't even published, that other people haven't been able to see. I have seen those books when I was a teenager. That is what the devil looks like. And they wanted you to see in that movie Lucifer. That is Lucifer. And he wants to kill your ass. And I don't mean just kill your body. He wants your soul. And that's why they're pissed off at me. Because I have seen what they're into, and I know what they're into. And it's a giant scam. You look at the slaves they've got that they use against us, and they are the most empty, pathetic. Yeah, there's the scene. Show that to people. Yeah, let's go ahead and play the audio right here. Let's back this up. This is for fair use. We're analyzing it. Guys, try to turn that audio up. And you have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, that's what this is about. This means nothing. They think these lawsuits are going to scare you from the Patriot movement. We'll go to it in a minute. They think that it's going to make me go away because all I care about is money. Money for me is just a tool to fight and go on as long as I can. And then when I'm meant to be destroyed or not, that's up to God. I'm like actually going, God, is it good that I'm enjoying this and I can't wait to get the discernment at the next level? And please protect my family, but I understand the master plan. My family has no future if we don't defeat this. Please just don't let my consciousness fall to evil. Please, because I'm weak, will you just promise me? I never ask God for anything because God's wisdom is so great, but I just kind of say, can you maybe protect my kids and just maybe not let them break me or get me out of here before they do it? Because I really don't want to be with the devil. That's all. That's all I want. I just want to be with you. I want to be with life. I want to be with creation, all of the universe, the planets, all of it. I just want to be part of that. Can I please be with you? I just want to be with you. That gives us life and the babies and all the good stuff. I just want to be with you. I just don't want to be away from the devil worshipers. Can I please be with you? Because I don't want to be one of these slaves. And that's it. That's it. That's all it is. And George Orwell warned you about it. And J.R.R. Tolkien wrote art. Everybody warns you, this is your choice. You better make the right choice because they're doing all of this as these vassals because they think that they are going to bully us because they're cowards. They're slaves. They got bullied into what they're part of because they're cowards. And we shouldn't put them down because they're cowards. We should feel bad if you look at these little fallen, twisted people looking for power from the fetid breast of Hillary Clinton and George Soros. Their own gods are rotting, falling demons. You destroy yourself submitting to them. You destroy yourself giving into their evil. You don't save yourself going along. You destroy yourself, baptizing yourself in lies. And then baptizing yourself in all their crimes because your spirit knows how bad they are. And when you baptize yourself in fear and believe you're getting ahead because you have submitted to them, you spiritually begin to die. And you begin to cut off from God as they hack at the roots. The roots are deep. Rip them all out. Let's go to that clip. Hey, back it up, because I know we're doing live feeds and it's all crazy. I want to go to the very beginning where he's sitting there and he figures out what's going on. Or maybe a longer clip isn't online. Just play it from the start, and we'll get it all queued up, and third time's the charm right now. You guys ready? Let's roll it from the beginning. Here it is. Hey, guys, hit pause. We're going to do this right. It's not a big deal. Everybody's great. This is a live feed off YouTube. Fair use for analyzing it. Go to the beginning where he's running through the deal. I want more, not less. Put it on screen.
Kiglo Shulu Sharuku Gors Nas. Where is your master? Where is he? Omik Shazok. Undakush Nak. Organin. Ure Doom.
There's a god right there. Lucifer makes his debut on television via Hollywood. You get the Christ figure right there. You see, the defeat is just the beginning of the victory. See? All in your face. He's on a pentagram right there. And then the spiritual rape. And that's what the Lucifer does in a real Luciferian possession, is rape the living hell out of you, which the average leftist would pray for years and dedicate themselves to happen, which of course never happens to them. So there you go. That's the big secret right there. The devil wants to physically rape your soul. And that is what this whole thing is about, is continued rape. And so we will let the establishment continue to attack us because they believe they're going to have this big victory over InfoWars and then over all of your free speech, with the Communist Party USA suing us, and 4 different Hillary lawyers suing us, and then State Department people that work for the Democrats and get Soros money suing us, and just all of it. And then when we point out they work for the State Department, which is famously CIA connected, they take it off the State Department website, and that blows up in their face. So their answer is then to misrepresent what we've said and come sue us. And then people think, oh my God, I'm in trouble. We're in a war. And most of these people are useful idiot minions of this whole thing. And so when Reuters contacted us yesterday and today, first about, we'd like to talk to you about a legal matter, so we wouldn't know when they, bushwhacked us, shanghaied us, we wouldn't know what was going on. And then finally they brought out more stuff, trying to entice us to give them some statement so they could edit it and pretend they're journalists. And we got the information, and it's all misrepresentation. Fake quotes of articles that don't exist, fake headlines of videos that don't exist. Or we say, George Soros needs to be charged and arrested for sedition and causing Charlottesville chaos. But they cut the chaos part off. Causing Charlottesville. It's like they misnamed on Vice the dates Trump was on and put different dates. Oh, he's on here, he's on there, to make it look like more appearances. And like you're dumb and you don't catch it. And it's the same thing. Oh, and again, since when does Reuters get lawsuits before they're filed so they can work out the whole narrative, so when it breaks, maybe the public buys it? But I was talking to Zach and other crew. I was talking to McBreen, who's got, liberal family, and they're like, yeah, we see what they're doing, InfoWars, and wow, why are they so scared of you guys? Why are you all over the news? because we know their modus operandi. We know their program. We know their operation. And I'm like Colonel Travis. I have been commanded by my own will, by my conscience, by God, and by the president. I'm going to go on to the end, Alex. We're bringing the spirit of America back. I'm getting persecuted, so are you. But I want you to keep it up and not back down and press the attack. And that's my real life. And I know the president's real. He's red-blooded. He's pro-life. He's done things nobody else has done. And it's not that Christians and evangelicals are hypocrites. If Trump would have said, you know, I'm perfect and everything, and if you ever have sex with a woman, you're going to go to hell, people wouldn't like him. And he's never lied about who he is. He said, I'm going to give you religious freedom. I'm going to back those laws. I'm going to cut your taxes. I'm going to bring your country back. People like that. Doesn't mean these preachers and people, the few that are real out there, know that they're not perfect, but they're not out to get you. And so I don't just say this. I am honored to be persecuted, because if Hillary Clinton and the globalists weren't funding radical Islam, enslaving hundreds of thousands of women a year and tens of thousands of little girls and raping them to death, that's in the news, and trying to restrict free speech, and trying to break up the family, and trying to kill free market so they can control everybody, and just all this evil crap. If they were like Boss Hogg and just kind of wanted to run stuff but wanted prosperity, I'd be like, well, vote for somebody else other than Boss Hogg, but I'm not going to risk my life to fight Boss Hogg and Roscoe Pico Train. But I will risk my life to fight a bunch of Satanists, a bunch of just selfish, crazy, crazed people who've just given themselves over to just an arrogant will to do whatever they want, and then nobody else matters. And that's why I ask God for the guidance and the will and the strength to go as far as God wants me to go. And God's so great and so pure and so good, and that's why I get tears in my eyes. It's not because I'm even scared or even sad. It's like, feels so good that I can't even ask God to protect my family. I just know God will do whatever's right. Whatever God's plan is, no matter how bad it gets, I'm not going to blame God. And I don't blame those of you, because we know demographically about 1% of you buy products, maybe 10% share articles and stuff. Maybe we don't make it the best to do, but I mean, you understand, this is the big epic historic battle for free speech in the whole future. And there are real forces at every level contending, in government and private business, in life, in academia, in farming and banking and engineering, in culture, in philosophy. I mean, this is the big deal. This is the attempted takeover of the whole damn world. And the human instinct, despite all the brainwashing and all the poisoning and everything, is struggling for sovereignty in every country of the world, in every region, in every continent. And quite frankly, I am stunned that in this whole pantheon of beautiful souls and beautiful minds and beautiful people, that we are such a central pillar that the enemy is attacking. So again, I keep saying they filed like 10 lawsuits on us. It's more than that now. We got a war room and the lawsuits and the lawyers and the pro bono and the ones, there's still fees. And we can get infiltrated by lawyers and they do stuff. We've got a pretty good crew together, and they're all just like, these lawsuits are all complete frauds, all of them. And it's all Democratic Party lawyers. And I can't even bring myself to say, I want to countersue them, or if you're separate, you need to sue them, or you need to go, to their public events and get in their face, because I'm just not a piece of crap. But they started the fight. And so this is what I'm going to say to you in closing. I don't want them to win. And I am selfish in that I feel like if they can destroy us, that will give them some type of succor, some type of truck, some type of aid and comfort. And so I'm not worried about myself. In fact, my stoic will is steeled to go the full range, and actually wants to go the full range. That's just the willingness goes all the way to whatever their maximum is. I'm not looking for that maximum, but I'm ready for that road. So my mind has already plotted that road, but I don't want to give in to their accursed mischief and their spell of the strong man then going down the road of destruction because he's willing to walk into the trap. I'm willing to be guided by God Almighty, the creator of the universe, and the four corners of the 12th dimensional helix that is the giant hourglass in a moose head on fire that is God's mind. Universe looks like a moose head in my mind. Big fire in the center and those spokes going out. And all I know is I want to go with that consciousness. I want more of that. And the more I fight the evil and the more I commit, the closer I get until it is unbelievable, the understanding and the crystalline vision. And so I just leave it in God's hands. I give it to God. I commit myself to Christ. I commit myself to the Christ energy. I commit myself to the mind of God. And I ask to be purified so that I cannot have toeholds the enemy can grab. And it's like, I'm a Christian, but to go into the Zen, I love my family and I care about them, but the attachment is lost as like rocket boosters fall off the space shuttle as it goes into orbit. They just fall away because I have to be pure and focused and turn loose of it. And it's the turning loose of all the flesh and the world that is the transcendent moment. And it's not about me, it's about you. You're already feeling that. You're already feeling the psychic connection to your fellow humans. You're already picking up minds coming together. And that's what they fear. That's what they're trying to jam. Humanity is beginning a metamorphosis. We are transcending right now, and that's all that matters. The flesh will go. It'll all drop. But there's a next level, and we need to get as many people to resonate with that because God is about free will and to transcend. Let it be known and let it be written and let it be stated that no one that thinks humanity's ugly and fallen will ever transcend. All these things are going to merge the computers and become gods. That's all a lie. This whole bizarre race towards immortality is a joke because you already spiritually have immortality. It's all a facsimile, a distorted hallucination, believing in perfection when perfection has already been attained through our process and our imperfection, which is consciousness and free will. So, I am so happy that I am not amongst the cowards and amongst the slaves and amongst those that serve the vampires. And I'm so blessed that I'm not a vampire and not a robotic slave. And I just want to encourage all of you to know that the fact that you even tune into this broadcast and the fact that you even care is everything. The fact that you don't have selfishness overriding everything you do, and the fact that you're seeking, and the fact that you're looking, and the fact that you want to find God is your free will door open. But you got to tell God what you want, not some Oprah Winfrey or Joel Osteen name it and claim it voodoo crap. Another little painted up fairy hopping around. But I don't want a new microwave, God. I don't want a new fancy car. What I want is the secrets of the universe. What I want is to be close to you. What I want is to understand. What I want is to try to be the best person I can who doesn't feed off others. I don't want to be a Satanist. And I found some of the best people are attracted to darkness, but only because it's the two opposites connecting. But it's the people that tell you they're good, the people that tell you that they know what's going on, but they tell you you're bad. Some of the worst people you're going to find in the churches, in the system, because they're there to misrepresent what the real plan is. So, again, they think you're cowards. They've bet that you're going to roll over. They've bet that if they demonize us and attack us and assail us and sue us and lie about us enough and attack enough of us on the street and try to bully us that somehow we're ever going to give in to them. Doesn't everybody know how this ends? They're going to make us the builders. God's nanotech. That's what we are. God's consciousness poured out into individuals with their own consciousness and our own love and their own anger and their own everything. It's like the mind of God is amazing. We're not God. We're an extension of God. But God had to give his own extension. God gave himself consciousness and free will and lowered himself to what we are to even test himself. And see, Christ is the archetype of that. Can't you see it? Can't you feel it? The Christ who dies upon the fires of infamy. Can't you see it? Can't you feel it? That's what it's all about, my friends. The globalists commit unbelievable atrocities and wars, believing by sharing their connection to God, they will attain power. And they don't. They attain destruction. Now, since I mentioned all this, I should give you some of the names. They'll misrepresent when I'm talking about George Soros or Adolf Hitler. And then they'll say, oh, Jones said this person carried out the extermination of Jews with Hitler. Because I talked about Hitler being evil, and then I'll, an hour later, talk about somebody else. That's what they do. They edit it together. They play these games like you're morons. But this Brennan Gilmore, you ought to look him up. He was a footnote mixed in with Soros and a bunch of other State Department people that were there and CIA folks. And people just said, man, you know, it's kind of like the 4 students out of 3,000 that got all the PR after the tragic shooting in Florida. Why is it this guy is all over the news everywhere, and he's the guy that gets interviewed, and he shoots the video and everything, and then he's a leftist that worked for a congressman and got money from George Soros and all the rest of it. And clearly he's been picked to be on the news because he's this PR guy from the State Department, and he's got a classic CIA cutout in Africa and all this. We can say, hey, we ought to investigate him. A lot of half the State Department's CIA. The CIA runs this. I mean, the State Department runs the CIA. I mean, I got family that's been in Black Ops. They're like, yeah, the State Department gives us our orders. So it's kind of like backwards. Like the State Department gives the CIA its orders. So let's kind of get that straight. But a lot of people pointed out they took his name off the State Department and they took stuff down about him. You know, when they didn't want that known. Then okay, he works for a congressman that got Soros money and he worked for Hillary and blah blah blah. First they said none of that was true. We were crazy. They took it down. Then he went out and said, well, of course I worked for all of them, but it's no big deal. They're saying the whole thing's staged. None of it happened. No, we didn't say that. We said you were picked as a spokesperson at an event where they knew this stuff might go on, where the police stood down and ordered the New Right to march into Antifa. And then 3 of the New Right leaders, the top 3, were all former big leftists for Obama and had foundation funding and CIA connection, and their parents from the same university that's a CIA cutout. That's what we said. And we said it should all be investigated. Now, they know if I get that in front of a jury, we actually play the interviews and stuff we said, that a jury will go, well, that's not malice of forethought, intent to do harm. Jones didn't consciously believe this was false. In fact, Jones didn't say anything they said. And his guest didn't say anything. And Leanne McAdoo, they're suing, trying to hurt her sweet heart, just to see if they can get somebody to be intimidated. We're going to defend her. We're going to win that. But see, they don't care. They're going to file hundreds of these until they get some jury to give them some big judgment. But all they're going to do is get a national law passed. All they're going to do is get themselves busted up by racketeering charges, in my view. And they're going to be the people that are known as the collaborators, just like the Tories in our Revolutionary War. But I'll tell you this, I'm committed to being the 3% because my ancestors were, and I can't help it. And so I will not let you down. I will not, unless they give me electroshock and drug me up, and that won't be me anymore. My spirit would have flown. So, because you can have the body still alive, but the spirit's gone. I pray to God if they get me in that position, just give up the ghost. I'm not afraid of death, and I'll do whatever I got to. I've already figured out what they got planned. They already let me know, and I just say this: I'm all in for you because I'm all in for me. Man, our children have no future if we don't beat this thing. And I look at this Brennan Gilmore, State Department guy, in conflict zones with the UN, the State Department in Africa. I mean, everybody, God almighty, everybody knows what that is. Jeez. That's some bad mojo right there with Hillary, and she came, she saw they died, and the whole destabilization of Africa. Just because they're brainwashing a bunch of blacks to hate whites and want to kill them doesn't mean I hate those folks being brainwashed by the media, and I don't know what they did to Africa. And I just want humanity to have leaders that actually try to teach people all the tricks so that people stop playing them. But then I get told by establishment folks, Alex, you don't get it. You actually, people listen to you to learn how to screw people over because you break it down better than Carol Quigley could in his book. And then I'm like required reading by the sociopaths to understand their whole philosophy, and they get off on their evil and think, wow, he really breaks it down. And they have instructors go, yes, but Jones doesn't get the greater good that we're using evil for the larger utopia. That's all a lie. And so the reason they really hate me is they know that in the Justice Department and law enforcement and the CIA and all these agencies, that different groups, I've had all these, Navy SEALs and Delta Force guys on. They don't tell you who they are when they're on the show, but they go, no, I was like in covert operations in Southeast Asia, or I was in, Europe, or I was here or there. And, I had the local CIA head guy come by and go, listen, INFOWARS.com, this guy knows what's going on, decompartmentalization, this is really what's going on. And it wasn't that I was even that great of a guy. I was just willing to talk about it. And they kind of made it a joke early on, so it got out big. And I also think there was some psyops by patriots inside. We didn't have a very big audience. I was on a few radio stations here in Texas and things like 1996, 97. I made some films. And then they ordered the Marine Corps wide, and then the Army not to watch Alex Jones videos. Well, suddenly I was going from like 50 orders a day to 500 a day, and it was all going to Marine Corps bases and Army bases because they'd have a colonel come in and go, we caught somebody looking at an Alex Jones video. America's well by design. Who did it? Well, I did it. You got PT duty and you got to run these laps, you little piece of crap. Nobody watches them. And then the colonel would go, there's 5 copies over there. I don't want any copies made of that. Do you understand? And I remember hearing that, and like Marines would show up. People I knew in the family were like, yeah, I'm at Fort Sam Houston, or, whatever that college is, not Fort Sam Houston, San Antonio, I think in East Texas. And they got all these foreign military people, and also they're putting up a PowerPoint going, now don't listen to Alex Jones, because he says there's a plan to use the military to take over and take the guns. And that's a conspiracy theory. And he says there's a plan to put brains in troops' brains, but that'll never happen because we're not going to put up with it. But he's a liar. And the weird globalist Satanists only look at paper. See, they know how to deceive by inverting, but they actually don't even know when people are being sarcastic because they're on such power trips. They believe the orders are being followed. And then all it was a thing to get the whole military warned by people that knew better than I did. I was just a guy that was saying it. So they go, give him more information. So all these people gave me all this info, and they said, we're going to use him to warn everybody. And then we destroy him in the media. That'll actually build him up. So then I actually sit back and I go, now, well, even what is this at this level? But then I know it's the globalists because they now figured it out and they're panicking. I was not that special. I didn't even know that much. But the Patriot establishment looks at pedigree like dogs, what they've done before, and they said, this is the guy to give the information to. He's young, he's dumb, he's on the air at 22, he's already broken through, give him everything. And so I wasn't given money or finance or anything, I was just given this and that and this and that and all the intel. And then at key points when I was going to be destroyed, they'd stop it from happening. And so I'm saying there's not just evil in this world, ladies and gentlemen, and that's why I'm confident. Even if they kill me and destroy me, that isn't failure. That's victory, because just like Colonel Travis at the Alamo, that becomes the seed for the whole victory. So that's why I want you to know they're simulating that I'm failing. They're simulating I'm pathetic. Whenever I give quotes to the media, they misquote it like I'm denying it. And Jones now denies there's a world government. And Jones says there's Mars bases. All this made up crap to make you believe their lies and to make you give up. But that's not what's happening. So I salute you. I thank you. I appreciate you. And I can feel your prayers and support. And I had, this leftist walk by and go, F your family at the airport. But then an old woman looked over with such goodness in her eyes. She said to my children, your father's a great man. And I'm not a great man compared to anybody else. I'm a touched person. I've been touched my whole life. I was shown things early on that most people never will see. And it was like a journey to understand and ratcheting up the pressure and the persecution and the attacks my whole life so that I could then be ready to follow my mission, whatever that is. So I have consciousness, but I'm also turned my will over to life. And so as long as I follow that, I'm going to be successful. But the persecution is great. And it's because they want to blow the doors off, knock down the main gate, and they're going to, that's what's happening. And I'm seen as a gate. I'm seen as the source of the pain because it's a spirit they don't like. And so it's a spirit that they want to defeat because then they think they're going to have their way with you. But we've already affected so many people. And we've already spread the spirit so much that by the time these one-dimensional people figure out what's happened, it won't even matter. We've won. We've won. Long before I was around, we've won. It's just the test of free will. So that's my long hour-plus statement now. Right in an hour of what happened, what's going on. They'll misrepresent it. They'll totally distort it all, and that's okay because that's what they do. We'll continue to do the best we can. So, free shipping ends today. The specials are so good that doesn't even actually fund us. Free shipping. I was supposed to cut ads today and have more meetings and with new specials, but the prices we sell most of the stuff, it doesn't even matter. So I got to come up with new specials even to fund the operation. But if you want to go to INFOWARS.com or newswars.com and click on the support button that's on InfoWarsStore.com, you can donate right there, and then the vast majority of that will go to fund our operation. We pay taxes because then they'll control what we say if we're a 501c3. But we've got all sorts of plans. I mean, I've been fired off radio for telling the truth. I expected this. I can't believe we've even gone this long. And we've got a lot more in us. So we've got years, even of this sustained attack. And I mean, God, you imagine if we actually, the day we go off the air, they were successful, it'll just, they're going to try to plant child porn on me or drug me up, put me in a room with a hooker or just shoot me. I understand. This is just the build up before they kill me. And I understand that. And I know my enemies are salivating over that idea. And God, I'm just glad I'm not you. That's all I can say, because you have got something else to deal with. Oh man, I do not want to be you. That's all I can say. Woo! I have seen I've seen God just like Moses did, kind of from an angle, and let me tell you, it turned your hair gray. So you guys have really jumped the shark. That's all I'm telling you. You think the devil is wicked? A lot of these globalists like, oh yeah, you don't like the devil, your God's really, really wicked. That's how you call it. That's your name for it. It's called justice, it's called vengeance, and vengeance belongs to the big boy upstairs. You don't think you get as far as the big guy and hadn't seen a few things, been around the block a few quadrillion, trillion infinities. God knows about process and not just giving you everything. God gives you free will and then lets you destroy yourself or ascend. I want to make the jump. I want to go to the next level. I want to be there with all my ancestors who were good, most of them. I know in my gut, spiritually, we've lost some people, but I want to just make the jump with them. It's waiting right now. They're all waiting for you. They just want you to make the right decision. That's it for this transmission. I appreciate the crew.
The right-wing smear machine has gotten Alex Jonesified this election cycle.
There's a guy named Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
From INFOWARS.
From INFOWARS.
Yeah.
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
One of those guys who believes Bigfoot was responsible for 9/11.
I heard that on Alex Jones, so it's true.
Claims that 9/11 and the Oklahoma City bombings were inside jobs.
The conspiracy du jour, Hillary Clinton is harboring a secret medical condition.
You just had to keep digging, didn't you, Alex?
I heard it on Alex Jones, so I know it's true.
Google is being accused of hiding negative stories about Hillary and her campaign by changing its algorithm to bury stories like the Clinton body count story. That's according to website InfoWars.
And this really just is so disgusting.
The juice of these pickles is on you, Alex Jones.
It goes right from Alex Jones, and it shows up in Donald Trump's mouth.
Hillary Clinton created ISIS with Obama.
The
very fringe of the conspiracy movement, like Alex Jones, are being kind of incorporated into the campaign.
If Trump gets elected, he's going to be Secretary of Defense.
I think that Alex Jones is a lunatic.
Move, bitch! Get out the way!
Bill Clinton is a rapist. Infowars.com.
Bill Clinton is a rapist.
Bill Clinton is a rapist. Infowars.com. Infowars.com. Bill Clinton's a rapist.
The New World Order sends its regards.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance. It's Alex Jones.
I'm so excited. The new product at InfoWarsLife.com in a glass bottle, 2-month servings, filled to the brim, filled to the absolute top, the real red pill. This is a heart and brain pill, a nootropic that doesn't have any stimulants in it. But boy, does it stimulate, because it's beyond that. Quite frankly, I just went off what I saw medical doctors prescribing to their patients, but it wasn't prescription, but they were charging people $100, $200 for the formulae. And I came up with our own formula, working with some scientists and developers, non-GMO, made right here in America, 120 capsules. And ladies and gentlemen, you add the pregnenolone to it, which is the precursor to all the hormones that your body has to have to even make the hormones in your glands. It is amazing. Red pill, now available at InfoWarsStore.com, and your purchase funds the operation.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is not Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but I think it's pretty close, because, you know, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, they have the credits, and then Ferris Bueller comes back and he says, oh, you're still here. Just archetypally, spiritually, Hillary Clinton fell on September 11th, 2016, involved in the cover-up, involved in empowering ISIS, Al-Qaeda, the Arab Spring, involved in protecting bin Laden before 9/11. That's all come out. And she fell down, and the media, after she fell down, wouldn't show the falling down. They just showed the stumbling and said, oh, they lied and said she fell down. That's how dumb they thought you were. But tens of millions on our own channel that day saw the real video. Then they hit it with copyrights, tried to take it down. It was fair use. That all failed. So they try. It's not working as long as you're conscious and as long as you're awake. Well, there's all the videos of her getting in the black ambulance and her collapsing in other tents and her having to be helped up. And we were all told this a month before by the Secret Service, that she's in a black van ambulance and that she's falling down all the time. Well, Hillary slips downstairs in India despite 2 men holding her up. So she came to Austin a few months ago and they had to help get her out of the car. And she was in a hospital reportedly getting brain tumors removed in 2013 and 2014. That's what our sources have told us. So even though Hillary Clinton had help going down a set of stairs in India today, she still nearly fell down. While visiting the Taj Mahal, Clinton was attempting to descend about 15 stairs. She was holding the arm of an aide. So all we're pointing out is the woman looks like hell. She's aged 20 years the last 5 years, and we're talking about it. So here's crooked Hillary, again, stumbling around, holding on to life and having her lawyers sue me and all the rest of it. So Hillary, all I can say is hell awaits, sweetheart. Hell is waiting with a big open mouth for you, okay? I don't take any pleasure in that, except it will get you off the backs of the innocent. So let's go to Hillary. God, our God must be supported. Hey, back that up again. I'm going to show it from the start if we actually put a graphic over. Back up at the beginning, please. And then when you guys pull up Alex Jones Does Death Metal. It's got tens of millions of views on different channels. I think one version has like 25 million views, where I was describing her metaphysically as she's drunk on the blood of the innocents, but then they're like, prop up our God. But the more she kills, the more drunk she gets, and metaphysically she can't walk. They're like, lift her up, spoil the child, kill them all. So Streisand effect, you fools. Fools. Strike me down, I shall become more effective than you can possibly imagine. So let's play this raw clip one more time, then Alex Jones does death metal, just so you can see me getting into her drunk on the blood of the innocents. Here it is. Jones says she actually drinks baby blood. Well, the word is she is a Satanist, but I mean that metaphysically in that, you know. There she goes. Wow. And that's exactly what the Secret Service said. They said, you just need to be around her. Put my earpiece back on. A little bit of a problem here. Kind of ran back in when they pointed this out to me. I was like, oh my God, I need to cover this. And as if we're ever going to stop. I mean, as if you're going to shut down InfoWars and resistance to what you're doing. It's crazy. We're going to continue to show it all. So Hillary slips 3 times going down one flight of stairs. That's the headline. Hillary slips 3 times, and they'll go, Jones played fake video. Then they'll show some other video of her, you know, walking upstairs or something. I mean, how many videos are there busting her ass? How many? And all I'm saying is she wears the anti-seizure prescription glasses on TV. Hold on. All I'm saying is, Hillary Clinton, what? I never fall down. Whoa. Here, give me a wide shot. Let me try these stairs over here. Whoa. Whoa. I never fall down. That's fake news. Hold on. Oh, excuse me. I'm perfectly fine. Fake news, Alex Jones, huh? He says there's Martian bases with kids. There's no clip of it. He says nobody died anywhere. All right. It's a battle of wills. And I'm putting my money on America and in people that want freedom. And not on that witch, Hillary. So, that's my full statement. One thing about Colorado, it was so dry. That was some kind of bronchial thing. Oh, my God. I'm not coughing. That's a conspiracy theory. Do edit that where I'm not coughing, and we'll say it's fake news and they say I was coughing. Look, there's Hillary. Actually, Jones lied and said she slipped 3 times. Hillary flew down like a falcon from the top of the pyramid, like God descending. Oh, she was an angel. Remember CNN called her a goddess and like gleamed her white and went, it's like God. Oprah Winfrey now, they say is God. Like, bzzz, like flying squirrel. Hillary flew like a flying squirrel. In fact, I said it. If you don't agree with me, you're a racist. Watch her. The flying squirrel Hillary Clinton flew down the powerful flying squirrel is able to glide sometimes hundreds of yards between trees. See the flying squirrel in India. Look at the elegance of the flying squirrel. Nimble navigator. Yeah, there it is. Clinton becomes first female president, and she like, goddess, power beams. Oh, look at their God. Okay, that's it for this transmission. That's my statement to Reuters. Real cool team you're on, lady. Tell the grandkids about it later after there's a Nuremberg part 2. All right, seriously. God. Oh my God, this is so good. I just love it. Okay, seriously. All red-blooded humans, I love you. We'll be back with a retransmission, and Lord willing, I'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central. You got David Knight. Oh, we're getting sued by the Democrats over the term real news. They claim me on that, so we're just kind of giving them what they want, not calling it real news. Sorry, it's another lawsuit I forgot about. Wow, there's so many. And they just think you're going to give up. They think they're going to dominate you. They think you're over. So don't go to InfoWarsStore.com. Don't go to the donation button. Don't flood us. Just let George Soros and Hillary win, because after all, no one can stand against the flying squirrel. Great job, crew. We love you.
The right-wing smear machine has gotten Alex Jonesified this election cycle.
There's a guy named Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
From INFOWAR.
INFOWAR.
Yeah.
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
One of those guys who believes Bigfoot was responsible for 9/11.
I heard that on Alex Jones, so it's true.
Claims that 9/11 and the Oklahoma City bombings were inside jobs.
The conspiracy du jour, Hillary Clinton is harboring a secret medical condition.
You just had to keep digging, didn't you, Alex?
I heard it on Alex Jones, so I know it's true.
Google is being accused of hiding negative stories about Hillary and her campaign, by changing its algorithm to bury stories like the Clinton body count story. That's according to website INFOWAR.
And this really just is so disgusting.
The juice of these pickles is on you, Alex Jones.
It goes right from Alex Jones, and it shows up in Donald Trump's mouth.
Hillary Clinton created ISIS with Obama.
The very fringe of the conspiracy movement, like Alex Jones, are being kind of incorporated into the campaign.
If Trump gets elected, he's going to be Secretary of Defense.
I think that Alex Jones is a lunatic.
Move, bitch! Get out the way!
Bill Clinton is a rapist. INFOWARS.com.
Bill Clinton is a rapist.
Bill Clinton is a rapist. INFOWARS.com. INFOWARS.com. Bill Clinton's a rapist.
The New World Order sends its regards.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance. It's Alex Jones.
I'm so excited. The new product at InfoWarsLife.com in a glass bottle, 2-month servings, filled to the brim, filled to the absolute top, the real red pill. This is a heart and brain pill, a nootropic, but doesn't have any stimulants in it. But boy, does it stimulate, because it's beyond that. Quite frankly, I just went off what I saw medical doctors prescribing to their patients, but it wasn't prescription, but they were charging people $100, $200 for the formulae. And I came up with our own formula, working with some scientists and developers, non-GMO, made right here in America, 120 capsules. And ladies and gentlemen, you add the pregnenolone to it, which is the precursor to all the hormones that your body has to have to even make the hormones in your glands. It is amazing. Red pill, now available at InfoWarsStore.com, and your purchase funds the operation.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.